First, mark the yoke and the shaft for orientation. GM uses a urethane they inject into the groove to hold them in place. To remove the urethane, you're going to need a pair of safety glasses and a torch. Start by heating the area around the bearing cup. Once it is hot enough, the heat will force the urethane out of the hole and empty from the groove. Now, if you don't have a set of big torches like we use, a small handheld will work. It'll just take you a little bit longer to do it. Now that the drive shaft's cooled off, we can go ahead and remove our caps. Set the drive shaft up on the vise, and now it's time to remove the joint. Here's a groove we're talking about where the urethane retains the universal joint into the drive shaft. On the replacement one, it uses a retaining clip, and that's a lot nicer than using the hot urethane. To get started on the new U-joint, remove 2 caps, making sure the bearings stay put. Now place the joint into the yoke and slide the caps into the ears. Now place it in a vise and slowly tighten, pressing in the caps. Then install the retaining clips and do the same thing to connect the yoke to the shaft. And don't forget the reference marks. Finally, with the Zerk fitting in, fill the U-joint with grease and check it for smooth operation. After installing the U-joint, you want to tape up the caps to keep them from falling off, because if they do, you'll have needle bearings all over the floor.
All right, 1 down, 1 to go. Now this style actually uses a clip on the outside of the cup. The only problem with these can actually happen during installation. If the cups are pressed on too tight, it can cause the inside of the U-joint to ride against the inside of the cup. Now this will cause a lot of heat and push all the grease out, which will eventually result in premature bearing failure. Start by removing the retaining clips with pliers. Then, using a socket and hammer, tap the old caps out, being careful not to damage the shaft. Now grease up the needle bearings and tighten the caps with the vise. Last is to reinstall the new clips. Have you ever noticed that a Ford shaft is usually a little bigger than a Chevrolet's?
That's because I got a whole lot of junk in the trunk.